Hello again, welcome to the Mastercam course. In that lecture we created some product by using the SolidWorks. After that I can use the file and save as button. I'm gonna click here and then I'm gonna save my file by using the parasolid and save as type. Okay, after that I can turn to Mastercam. I can use the file and open button, and from my computer we can turn to actually our course here. After that we cannot see any product here because we need to turn actually and Mastercam to actually and parasolid file, or we can also click all files. It's easy one, and then I can select that part XT. I can double click on it, so we're gonna see that's kind of product. Maybe we should use the right mouse button and turn back to isometric perspective. After that we can also turn to view mode here, and then we can click to show axis and show X, Y and Z axis options as well. Okay, that part actually is quite important if you would like to use and rotation and transformation stuff, and you don't need to actually remember all the axes here. Okay, you can turn to view mode and activate all that axis, and then actually we need to change our C plane. Okay, and because as you remember that we need to work actually X and Z axis. This is the lathe options, so I can turn to here. I'm gonna click here. This is gonna be my Y axis. This is the Z axis. Sorry, I need to turn to front view here. It is easy for us. This is the Z axis, as you can see here. I'm gonna rotate my product by using the X and Y plane. Okay, this is my vector Z axis, and then I can use the transform options. I can click the rotate options and then select my part and add selection button, and then I can write my degree here. Of course you can select the move options. Okay, and if you don't and they use that rotation, maybe we should add some minus here. I need to change my and keyboard. That's it. Okay, so I'm gonna click OK button. So after that we can use the right mouse button and clear color options, and then we can actually turn to here, and we're gonna turn to the right view. This is my right view, and then we can also rotate our product on that axis. Okay, yeah, I just need to use that stuff here. Okay, this is the T plane. I'm gonna turn to top. C plane must be changed. I'm gonna turn to right, and then transform and rotate options, select my part and selection, and then we can write 90 degree here and click OK button. Okay, everything seems fine. Okay, and that's good, and then we can turn to top plane SSC plane. Okay, after that I can turn to wireframe, curve on an edge options. I'm gonna click some curve here and here, and then I can click the line options, so I can easily create some line and by using that endpoint here. Okay, after that I can turn to transform and move to origin options. I just need to click and the midpoint of that line. Okay, that's gonna fix on my origin. Okay, after that if you would like to see that stuff, you can delete it. Okay, anyway, this is my product actually, and this is going to be my position. So after that, I need to turn back to machine, of course. I need to select my lathe and default machine. Okay, so you can also see the some operation page here. Okay, if you don't see that stuff, and you can turn to view options and you can organize it. Okay, toolpath like this one. Okay, so this is my toolpath options. We can see the some properties here, tool settings and stock setup, or and something like that. Okay, so I just need to create my toolpath, so I can use the right mouse button and lathe toolpath and C axis, of course face contour toolpath. Of course, before that, it's easy for us to create our curve here, so that's why I'm gonna turn to wireframe. I am working on the 3D options here, and then we can use the curve on edge options. Okay, so I can click my edge to be able to create my line by using that edge. Okay, that's it. It is quite good right now. And then we can use right mouse button, toolpath options, C axis and face contour toolpath. Okay, so at that point, this is the solid chaining process. We can turn to wireframe. Okay, that is the better for us because we created some curve here, and then I'm gonna click here. This is the chain options here, and just need to click OK button. Okay, everything seems fine at that point. And then we need to create my tool. I'm gonna turn here to be able to create my tool. Okay, let me check that stuff again. This is my empty page. I'm gonna use right mouse button and create tool options. And then this is my flat end mill and next button. Okay, and it can be 10 millimeter diameter. Actually, you can, yeah, this is the inch. Actually, you also need to be careful about and that stuff. Okay, it mustn't be like this. Okay, and let me check that stuff again. I can cancel it. No, I don't want to keep and that's toolpath here. And then we can turn to here and we need to check our options here. Okay, let me check my options. Okay, we need to change our configuration. You can also see the inch system here. I'm gonna click here, file and configuration options. Okay, this is my unit. I'm gonna turn to millimeters here. You can also change that stuff here and save button. This is my configuration file. And then we can click the OK button again. No, I don't wanna scale it. Okay, let me check that stuff again. This is the analyze options. Yeah, this is the 1.8 millimeter. Okay, we don't like that. Okay, I'm gonna create a new file. So sorry about that, I need to repeat all that stuff again. Okay, so this is the inch again. I cannot save my configuration file. Oops, sorry about that. Millimeter. Oops, and I also need to change that stuff again. And configuration file saved as a metric, and then we are on the metric right now. Okay, and so we can use the file and merge options. Okay, it's also possible to use the merge options. I can click here. Oops, this is gonna be my product actually. Okay, after that we can turn to, actually C plane is a front, and then transform options, rotate, that's part is a minus 90 degree, and then maybe we should also use the C plane as a right view, and then rotate that product again like this. Okay, clear color button, and then we can turn to wireframe and we can create some curve here, and then by using the end point of that curve we can create some line, and then transform and move the origin options, and then select the midpoint of that line, and then we can use the clear color button, and then we can turn to the top view again. After that, if you don't like, you can delete all that part, and then turn to wireframe, curve on the edge options, and you can create your file, and then turn to the machine, lathe and default machine, and then we can use right mouse button, lathe toolpath, C axis and face contour toolpath, and then select your and we can use the wireframe options here and chain, and then we can select. Okay, anyway, I can click the right mouse button and create new tool, and it can be 10 mm diameter. So we can write our feed rate, we can write our cutting speed here according to my tool diameter, spindle speed and feed rate calculated automatically. Okay, we can use here view, large options, and then we can use the edit tool. If you would like to see here, we have 4 number of flutes here, and then that's FPT 0.1, it's calculated 1500 feed rate. This is the millimeter divided by minute. Okay, so I can turn to linking parameters, and I prefer to use the absolute. We already on the Z0 position here, maybe we should also, okay, anyway, so we can turn to the absolute position, and this is my top of stock. Actually, this is my starting position, and this is my final position. Okay, if you turn to incremental, it doesn't matter because of our contour on the Z0 position, so that's why it's not so important in that case. Okay, we can also activate leading and options. I prefer to use 180 degree here, and then we can also use compensation type calculated by computer. This is my compensation direction. I'm gonna be on the right side. Okay, let's click OK button and see what we have. Yeah, that's fine. And oops, you can see your toolpath is like this. Okay, this is the simulation options. Actually, I can click here. This is my process actually. Okay, you can see that lead in and lead out options here. Okay, of course we can turn to parameter side. We can turn here. This is the linking parameter. Actually, we're gonna start from 0 to -50, so we need to split that and process by using the depth options. Okay, I can write 10. This is the maximum rough step. Actually, it is calculated automatically, and then we can hit the DATS button, okay, to recalculate it again. Actually, in the new version it is not necessary. I can click here. This is step 1, step 2, 3, 4 and 5 options. Okay, so if you would like to use the and repeat and the finish parameters again and again, and you can also activate that spot. Okay, this is the lead-in options and cut parameters. This is the easiest way to create your actually face toolpath in C-axis. When we turn to G code, actually according to funnel control unit, and we're gonna see that's kind of, and we're gonna see that's kind of options. Okay, this is the calculated automatically. This is my feed rate, this is my C-axis. At that point, actually, you can also see the some smoothing process here. If you don't wanna use that kind of stuff, this is the sharp, but you can turn to none options. We can also see the generate toolpath options here. It is generated automatically, and then we're gonna see the some sharp corner toolpath. Okay, when you select that part, your product is gonna be sharp, but your toolpath gonna some smoothing process, because of that we don't like to see the sharp toolpath. Actually, this is not about our product. This is only about toolpath. If you would like to see that kind of stuff, if you are sure about your tool, so you can select that one. Okay, so generated automatically, we're gonna see some smoothing process here. Okay, that's fine. I can click here, not see on my screen. Okay, I'm gonna create some toolpath for that area. You can click here, 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 and here. I can use right mouse button, Mill toolpath, C-axis, and face contour toolpath. We are focusing on the wireframe options and chain, and then we can select our chain like this. Actually, this is the wrong way. We can click here. We just need to click on that side. This is the clockwise side. Okay, maybe we should use a different tool, and it can be okay, 6mm maybe. This is going to be my feed rate and my cutting speed. Let's turn the linking parameters. Okay, and we can click here 1. Yes, that's fine. You're gonna see that's kind of toolpath here. Actually, let's focus on the lead in and lead out options here. Okay, and we can see some overlap options. It can be 0. We can also change that for our first toolpath, and then we're gonna see that's kind of options here. Okay, so that's fine. Let's focus on the lead in and lead out options again. And what can I say about our cut parameters? This is the contour type, actually 2D. We can also change that stuff. And yeah, I think that's enough. Okay, thank you very much for listening to me. I really appreciated your interest. If you have any question, don't hesitate to ask me any question. I'm gonna save that file. You can also find all that file in our Udemy courses. If you have any question, don't hesitate to ask me. Thank you very much.